All right, let's roll. This is what I've been waiting for. This is the art project. This is where I make drawings. This is where I just do artwork and different kinds of things like that. And if you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And if you haven't ever hit that bell, hit the bell and it will let you know when there are new videos that come out, which is really important right now with Inktober underway. This is day 4. Day 4 is not, and this is kind of what I've been waiting for. I didn't even know it was one of the prompts until a few days ago, and I've been pretty excited about it because knots are something that you will find in a lot of my artwork. You may not have seen them on YouTube because it was kind of pre-YouTube. I did an Inktober video a couple of days ago where I talked about revisiting the knot and using it for like all of my Inktobers, but when I started Inktober on day 1, I did not do it. But there is a prompt, knot, K-N-O-T. And so I dove right in and I did some brainstorming because I like to think about all the different possibilities just in case I miss something. But I was pretty sure that I was going to do some faces along with the word knot, and I wanted to like make this long neck that was tied in a knot, or a tongue that was tied in a knot, and all these other ideas. And I even talked to a friend of mine, and he gave me some ideas for it. But as I was about to do this, it occurred to me that I could have 2 knots that were linked together, sort of like tied together. Excuse me. And I think that was going to be sort of my best bet. So I started doing some research, got a couple of reference photos for faces, and then just started playing with a couple of knots, as you saw in the video here. I got pretty excited about it. I don't know what it is, but I like to be able to do sort of this impossible idea of making 2 knots connect to one another. Time for a little sandwich, time for a little break. Got a peanut butter and honey sandwich, and I like to make my peanut butter and honey sandwiches a certain way. First I put the honey on one slice of bread and I give it a few minutes to soak in while I put real butter and real peanut butter on the other slice of the bread. And then by the time I've done that, the honey has soaked in, and I can then squirt more honey onto that side, put the 2 things together, the 2 slices of bread together, and I have an amazing peanut butter and honey sandwich. And a cup of coffee to go with it, and I am ready to rock on this particular drawing. So I really have the intention of doing several artist trading cards with these ideas, but the artist trading card is such a small little space to work that I've decided to do most of them in my sketchbook first. And so far, the couple that I've done in my sketchbook, I'm pretty excited about the way they've turned out. I did Suit, and I really liked it. I did Crystal, and I didn't finish it in the sketchbook, but I like the way it was looking in the sketchbook more than I like the artist trading card. So between Crystal and Suit, and I did one other one in the sketchbook. What was it? I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, and now Not. Then this one's pretty cool. And as of the recording of this audio, I've also already done Raven, and I'm pretty excited to show you that one as well. I wanted to kind of take my time on these hands, so I want to give you a little drawing advice. I'm going to be the first to admit that my hands and my faces that I draw are kind of awkward. I've watched a lot of artists on YouTube, and they seem to just like lay down the right line the first time. And I know it's edited and all of that sort of thing, but I have to go back like 100 times to get it just the way I want it. And even then, they still have sort of this awkward look to them. So if I give you any piece of advice on this particular from this particular video, this is what I want to tell you. And that is, don't be afraid to draw and erase and draw and erase and draw and erase and draw and erase. If it takes you 20 times, if it takes you 200 times to draw and erase until you finally get it right, do it. Don't worry. That's what the eraser is for. In fact, that's why most artist pencils don't even come with an eraser. They expect you to make so many mistakes. They expect you to get one of those big erasers. So don't hesitate to draw and redraw and redraw. Second thing that I'd like to tell you, and I've said this in other videos before, I'm sure, is don't be afraid of your own style. If you were expecting your drawing to hit the paper looking like some other artist that you know and admire, I guess it could happen for some people, but I just don't think that happens for most. And I think that you are neglecting your own style if you're expecting that and throwing everything away that doesn't turn out like that. For example, if you are following some illustrator, we'll call him Illustrator A, and you really like the way his drawings look, it's okay to copy, it's okay to learn, it's okay to basically it's a master copy when you draw something or like something someone else has done. But there are little idiosyncrasies about your line that are different than that artist. And if you work so hard to perfect your lines to look like their lines, then you are eliminating your own style. Okay? Now, on the other hand, a likeness is a likeness is a likeness. So if you're trying to do a drawing of someone in particular, whether your lines and your style look like that Illustrator A that you were trying to copy, then that doesn't really matter. What matters is that it looks like the person you're trying to draw. But if you're just trying to draw people in general, and it doesn't matter if it looks like the person that you're trying to draw. In other words, I've got a couple of reference photos that I'm looking at, and my reference photo, my drawing here does not really look like the reference photo. I'm just looking at it for things like shadow, certain curves, and certain aspects of the face, not entirely trying to make it look like that person that I'm drawing. And maybe part of that is because I don't feel like I'm very good at portraiture. Like I'm not very good at drawing a picture of someone and it looking just like that person. I do it every now and then, and it turns out looking all right, but I've never been truly satisfied with it, and I do need to practice that a lot more. But just in terms of trying to draw a person and all, don't fight so hard to make sure that your style looks like the style of every other manga artist out there. Don't fight so hard to make sure that your lines look just like Illustrator A. Strive to be your own illustrator, okay? And if your figures are elongated, embrace it. If your eyes are too big or too small, embrace it. Anyway, because otherwise, I think that you not only do you neglect your own style, but you also stay frustrated, and that's not what this is all about. Certainly not what Inktober's about. Now, like I said before, if you're trying to do a portrait of somebody, then by all means, struggle as much as you need to struggle and deal with the frustration as much as you need to deal with the frustration in order to get it to look like the person you want it to look like. But that's, like I said, that's not what Inktober is all about, and that's not what drawing for fun is necessarily all about. So I just got a couple of old people here that are about to do a little kissy kiss, and they're not kissing yet, but they were giving each other the eye, so to speak, little googly eyes there, and I'm about to move in for the kiss. And so I thought it was appropriate that they were tied together. Anyway, just kind of fun. A lot of people have said that my stuff is weird. Oh, that's what it was. Vessel. Vessel was one of the Inktobers that I did in my sketchbook. Was that yesterday? And somebody told me that it was weird, but they were being complimentary. They were like, "Oh, dude, that's weird," and that's kind of. I mean, I don't know that I'm striving for weirdness sake, but I do like the bizarre, and I do like my images to make you think and see things in a way that you're not used to seeing them. Hence, two people embracing by tying their necks together. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of what I do. And I'm thinking, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make this a surprise, but I've got some plans maybe to make these into full-size paintings, but it's going to be a little bit different. So stay tuned for that. And if later on you realize I haven't done that, please leave a comment down below asking me, hey, what happened to that painting, the paintings you were going to do based on Inktober? Keep me accountable. Maybe I've got a reason why I don't do them, but otherwise I just have to answer that question and say, well, I forgot, or I'm procrastinating, or something along that lines. I don't know. Anyway, so another thing about this particular Inktober is that I tried to stick to a certain rule, and that rule was I was only going to use pen and ink. And so I have been cross-hatching and hatching this whole thing so far, and I'm going to be doing it for a lot longer. We're still kind of early in the video here, I think. Still got about 5 or 6 more minutes to go. But eventually I bailed, and I went with some ink and brush. So like I was going to do everything with the pen and ink, and I was going to do all cross-hatching with the pen, but it was really kind of tearing my paper up, and it was taking way longer than I needed it to, because this is just Inktober and it's not supposed to take all day long, and these were actually taking a while, and I had other things that I needed to do. So I eventually bailed on the pen, and I actually got out the brush. So keep your eye on all of the hatching and cross-hatching that I'm doing, and tell me what you think. And then later on, when you see the brush come out, let me know what you think about having broken my own rule. Was it a good idea to break the rule and use the brush? Of course, you won't know this until you see it. Or should I have stuck with pen and just kept cross-hatching and hatching? I also broke out this clear, I'm not sure what you call it. It's a piece of thick plexiglass with 2 little stilts on the end of it. So I can put it over my work, and I can move it back and forth and rest my hand on it and not smear the ink around, which I did a couple of times. So I decided to find this little clear acrylic thing. I had it hidden behind some paintings, but I found it and I got it out. But my paper still kind of like puffs up. It's a sketchbook, and so it puffs up. And so I'm using my left finger there to hold the paper down and hold it still while I do my pen and ink. That's why I'm pointing to that part of the neck right now. I'm not really trying to point, I'm just trying to hold the paper down. Otherwise, it also comes up, and if I move the acrylic, the plexiglass piece there, over it, it smears it. So props to all those people out there doing Inktober. I have seen a few, and I'm struggling to remember names. All of a sudden, I think Ella's Art. Look her up, or was it Emily's Art? You know what? I should probably shut up while I'm ahead. I went and I looked at websites, and not websites. I went and looked at YouTube videos, and I enjoyed those YouTube videos quite a bit, of other artists doing different things. But then I forgot their names. Let me see. I subscribed to some of them. So let me see what I subscribed to here. Well, let me do a little searchy. Right. Okay, so Emily Arts, that's what it was. Y'all go check out Emily Arts. It's all one word, for Inktober. She's done some really cool ones. And let's see, Gel Arts was another one. Do a little search for Inktober. Gel Arts. That's JELARTS. May leave a link to them in the link down below in the description down below, so check that out. Also, let's see, who else did I see? Lady Kiki did some. Lady Kiki's are awesome, especially I think it was her crystal one that I really liked as well. Anyway, go check out Lady Kiki, Gel Arts, and Emily Arts. Go check out those 3 YouTube channels, and come back and let me know what you think in the description. In the comments down below about their work. And tell me what you think in the description down below of my Inktober here for Knot. Also, extra credit, extra bonus points, and points really don't matter, but extra bonus points if you can tell me who the celebrities are that were my reference photo. Alright, I had a reference photo for this, and it's a couple of celebrities. It does not look like them much at all, and I'm okay with that. When you look at them, please do not look at them and go, oh, you did a horrible job of making it look like these people. I know I did, and I did because I wasn't necessarily trying to make it look like them. I was going with shadows and curves and light, and that was pretty much it. So I wanted to I did use the hands were kind of important, and their clothing, but other than that, like I said, I'm not a great portraitist. We'll just say that. So cut me some slack, but see if you can't figure out who these are, and extra bonus points if you get it right. All right. Here's where I bailed out and went and broke my rule and just started using a brush to get some of the darker areas. By the way, this is all indigo blue FW ink. It's a great color. I have become a big fan of indigo blue. I think it might be my favorite color now. I've been using the indigo blue Prismacolor pencils as well. So just indigo blue is like a great color. By the way, I'm colorblind, so the indigo blue that I see is probably not the same as what you see. But I'm only red-green colorblind. I'm not completely colorblind. It's not horribly colorblind or anything like that. But I obviously just don't see it the same way you see it. So, but I still think it's a great blue. And so I don't know why I decided to kind of do this in a monochromatic. Oh, I know why, because I couldn't find my black. It was right there on my desk the whole time, but I didn't see it at first. So I just grabbed the indigo blue bottle of ink and went for it, since it's such a dark blue anyway. And then I thought it was also kind of fitting to do them monochromatic, one color, because they're joined together, and they are, as a married couple, they are one. And so monochromatic, one color, married couple, one um, one person, and of course tied together here, bound by their necks. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to kind of wrap this up and put a little picture here at the end so you can examine it while the end credits roll. There's no end credits. I did all the drawing, painting, videoing, and editing, so there's the credits right there. Anyway, that's it. Time for you to go and make some art, and hopefully you are ahead of me, and even though you are just now seeing this, hopefully you've already done yours. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. It's your turn. Go do some Inktober. Go do some art.